Hello everybody, Legaltalent from Yarcrypto.com, bringing you another TradingView tutorial video. In the last video we discussed all the different toolbars and also the charting window, and in this video we're going to go ahead and overview how to change the different settings of the different tools and drawings that you put down, and also how to add indicators to your chart. You notice that there's currently a few lines with various colors and styles on our screen, and currently I'm going to show you how to change those. The simple way to do this is to click once on the drawing that you want to edit, and a shortcut toolbar is going to pop up with various settings that you can change. One of them is going to include the templates, which we can change and set later, which I'll show you in a moment. The next icon here is going to show us the colors for the tool. The one after that is going to be the width. After that we have style. We have the icon for settings, which shows all of the settings for that current tool. Next to this, we have the add an alert icon, which if you remember from the last video allows us to add an alert from different parameters and different indicators, which in this case would be the line. And so once we click here, you'll notice that it pops up and it has the price crossing this horizontal line that we chose. So we can easily just set up a line or any kind of drawing and have our different parameters set for an alert and create it, and we'll be set. And now our alert is going to be set based off of this line. The next icon after that is the lock button, which allows you to lock the drawing so that way you don't accidentally move it. You also notice the nice little handy alarm clock icon here because we set an alert. After that, you'll see the trash can, which will allow you to delete the alert. And also you have more here, which will allow you to change the visual order, clone, copy, or even hide the alert. And if you notice, it disappeared, but from our last video, we know that the object tree here on the bottom right is going to allow us to go ahead and select the eyeball once again to bring the visibility back. A nice handy feature here is that it highlights the fact that the line is locked and the alert is set. Now let's go ahead and play around and change the color. Let's make this line purple. And you notice that the icon change too was pretty handy. And let's say we want to change the width to about 4 pixels. And let's change the style here to a dashed line. That's the simplest way you could change the visual style of the different drawings and tools that you're looking at. But what I like to do is go to the actual settings. Another way you can do this is just by double clicking on the actual drawing, and a pop-up window comes up with the different settings for that tool or indicator. So now that we're in the settings here, you'll notice there's not very many to choose for the horizontal line here, but one of them that's important is the show price, because if you start getting a lot of horizontal lines on your screen, those prices will start to overlap and get a little bit difficult to read. The next stuff here you also notice is the different colors and thickness and styles that we chose will be here. Also, one of the other settings is the opacity of the line. Once you have all of that set, down here you'll have the drop down for the templates, which you can save as your custom template. So we'll save this as purple, well, I can't spell, line. And in this case, I'm going to put H line so there's less confusion. And we'll press OK. And now over here, we'll notice that we have the purple horizontal line. And if we go ahead and now just select the line again and make changes to it, we can easily go back to our purple horizontal line template that we saved. The next tab after that is text, which you can actually add labels to your different drawings here. So we'll add alert for BTC here, and you'll notice it shows up below the line, but we can change that to show up on the top. And also if we want it to show up on the right or the left. So in this case, let's put the right. Let's change it to a purple color so that way it matches. And you notice here we have our nice label here for alert BTC, which tells us what the line is all about. I'm going to go ahead and delete that text because we don't really need the label there, which is totally fine. The next tab after text is going to be the coordinates tab, which in this case you're going to find only one point, and that's because the horizontal line is based off of just one coordinate. And lastly, you're going to find the visibility tab here, which will allow you to change the visibility of the different time frames so that way it doesn't show up on those time frames. So in this case, I took off the minutes and seconds. So our alert here, our dashed line, should disappear once we go to any of the minutes or second charts. In this case, we'll go to 5 minutes and we have none of our drawings currently visible. And you'll notice also on the object tree here, the eyeball has an orange icon this time, which indicates that you won't be able to select that. And that's because the visibility is currently off completely in the settings tool. If I want to, I can go ahead and select this and it will allow it to once again become visible. So let's go ahead and go back to our 4-hour chart where we have all of our drawings. Our screen is getting a little bit cluttered up, so we're going to use a little handy icon we learned from our last tutorial here, the remove drawings icon, and we'll remove the drawings and the indicators because this is going to lead into the next part of our video. After doing that, you're going to notice that the volume bars actually disappeared, and this can be a little bit frustrating when you're new to TradingView, which happened to me. I just did not know where to go to get them back, and it turns out it's actually an indicator. To get to the indicator pop-up window, it's over here in the top toolbar with the FX icon, and it's going to take you to the indicators and strategies window, which will allow you to change indicators and add them to your screen. Really quickly, we have My Scripts, which is going to be all of the indicators which you've personally added to the Pine Script editor manually, the built-in scripts in TradingView, which we're going to look at really quickly, candlestick patterns, a public library of different scripts which are created by the community, which are really useful, and the ones with the highest likes are generally really good to use, and also volume profile indicators here, which we'll use in a later video for finding support and resistance zones. We're going to go into built-ins and we're going to go down and look for volume, because this is exactly what we lost when we clicked remove all drawings and indicators. And if we click it, it's going to pop up on the bottom of our screen like we had it before. A nice thing and handy thing to do would be to click the star icon, which would then highlight orange or yellow, and it comes up with a new tab here as our favorites. So that way you can have easy access to all the indicators that you like. Now that we have our volume bars back and we know where to get indicators, let's go ahead and put a couple of indicators on our screen. And one of the indicators I love to use is the RSI, which is the Relative Strength Index, which is great for tracking trends in the market. By default, you'll notice that it has this purple color, which I particularly don't like. So I'm going to double click on somewhere on the actual indicator and pop up the settings pop-up window here. And I'm going to change the style. The style of this particular indicator right here is all outlined here. You have the RSI, the upper band, the middle band, the lower band, and also the background, which is the particular section which I don't like. So I'll take off the opacity completely. And I'll go ahead and change the line color to something that is a little more appealing. And that'll be like a more black gray type color. And if I click OK, now we have made our changes to RSI, and I much like this a lot better. One of the main limitations of the free TradingView account is that you're limited to the number of indicators that you're able to add. So if we go here and we look for, let's say, the MFI, which is much like the RSI, except it's the money flow index, and it's actually used to highlight divergences a little better. We'll add that. We'll go ahead and add the MACD, which is another indicator which I like. And let's go ahead and maybe want to add some kind of support and resistance. Oh, in this case, actually, let's go for the stochastic RSI, which is another handy indicator. Oh, but wait, so now we're stuck. We're only allowed 3, or technically 4 if you count the volume, 5 if you include the candles, indicators on our screen at once with the free TradingView account. And there's a little handy way around this, and that's actually using indicators which have multiple different indicators all in one. And what I mean by that is if we get rid of the MFI, we get rid of the RSI, and we go ahead and get rid of the MACD, and we go to indicators, we can use one that I really like to use, which is called the Cipher. And what we're going for is the Cipher B plus divergences, which is going to include, I believe, 5 different indicators all in one. These different indicators include a wave trend, which are these big waves you see going up and down on the screen. The stochastic RSI, which are the blue and purple lines here. It includes a money flow index, which is the MFI, which is the green and red money flow that you see on the screen there. And it also includes the VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price, which is the yellow section of the chart here. Along with that, we get nice handy buy and sell signals, which if used with correct support and resistance levels, you can make some awesome trades. The main point here is that This only takes up one indicator slot, which is extremely useful because now if I go to indicators, I can add back my RSI, which let's go ahead and favorite that. We can add the MACD, which I really like, and favorite that. And if we go to our favorites here, we'll notice that they're there. And let's go ahead and add our cipher to our favorites for the future reference. So if we add our MACD and our RSI, it should pop up. Or maybe I have to click it one more time. Yes. So now we have the RSI and the MACD. You'll notice that the color came back, right? One thing we can do here is actually change the indicator. And much like before, we have the template here set as the default, and we can save this new setting as defaults. And now every time we get rid of the RSI and add it back to our screen, it will remember the changes that we made to it, which is extremely useful. But now technically we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 indicators on our screen at once. 8, 9 if you count these two, all because this all-in-one indicator adds a lot of different ones for you. Hopefully you all are a little more comfortable with finding where to add indicators on your chart and also changing the different various settings of those indicators and all the different drawings on your screen. We have a great community over at our Discord, and we're willing to help with any questions you might have on TradingView, indicators, and the like. So don't forget to hit the notification button if you subscribe, so that way you can be notified when we come out with our next video. This has been Legaltalent from Yarcrypto.com. Take care, everyone.